decades, as I have worked with people, sometimes families, sometimes individuals, in regards to what was happening in their lives, in regards to loss and grief, the one thing that I noticed is that sometimes we have a habit of building what I call the tower of grief. And people are like, well, what is that? So the best way to describe this is when you open up a picture book, a children's book, and you see Rapunzel's tower. It's this big, tall, ominous, gray tower with this tiny little window that she looks out of. And there's really no way in and there's really no way out. And when we build this for ourselves, and the way we build this for ourselves is when we are not letting others in, when we are so devastated by everything that has possibly occurred in our life, in our childhood, in our adulthood, feeling of abandonments, everything that can compile to make us make even worse decisions when we are then grieving or in a lost situation. We start building this tower, and we build it ourselves brick by brick as we alienate more people, as we find ourselves staying at home, not willing to accept invitations with friends and family. When we start feeling that friends and family are not understanding our process or are not as emotional about the loss because they're not as close to the loss. And then through ourselves, we're building this resentment that they aren't feeling it the same way we are. When in actuality, we're putting our feelings and our opinions off on them. Like, they have a right as an individual to process or feel the way that they want to feel. And it's not our right to judge or have an opinion that they're not dealing with it as difficultly as we are. So first off, that starts to build the base of this tower. Through time, we start maybe possibly not taking phone calls, being harder to reach. And when that happens and we finally complete our tower and we look out that window and we don't understand why everyone isn't running up the hillside to put up a ladder and scale that tower and come into that tower with us. Well, I need to tell you the reason why they're not doing that is because not only have we built this tower, but we have been up in this tower by ourselves with nothing else but our emotional fecal matter. That's what I call it. So if we ask people and we are inviting them to run up this hillside and scale this tower and come into this with us, think about that. How appealing is that? And is anybody really going to do that? Would you do that? If the roles were reversed and someone else was having these crises and pushing people away, not having anything to do with them, keeping things so that they're not accessible, and then suddenly they're like, hey, you need to come after me. You need to fight for me. You need to scale my tower. They're going to be like, first off, I'm going to get a nosebleed. I'm going to fall off this tower. There's just so many reasons why, after all this time, you've made it impossible for me to climb this tower with you. And you've made it impossible for me to come in there and sit in this emotional fecal matter you have created. So at that point, we have to say to ourselves, do we want to sit in this the rest of our lives? Is this what life is? It's not. Life is about what is still going on all around us. It's what's happening down on that hillside. It's what's happening in that small little town with all those other people that are still having their lives. We in the tower are creating this standstill, this I'm not going to move. I'm going to keep everything the way it is because I'm sitting in it. And so the only way we can resolve this is to figure out ways to dismantle the tower. How do we reach out? Do we send a rope down? Do we scale down it ourselves? Do we dismantle it brick by brick? And then eventually, instead, create a sidewalk or a pathway that takes us down the hill and into the town. Because it's our responsibility to also meet people halfway. We cannot expect everyone to scale our tower of grief. I hope you will make tomorrow a much better day.